Hey everyone, Ryan from FilmFad here, and we're going to do a quick versus battle between Netflix's Daredevil and Netflix's Luke Cage for one particular hallway scene. So, this is from Season 1 of Daredevil compared with the Crispus Attucks complex scene in Luke Cage. As both are pivotal fight scenes, I thought I'd examine both to determine which one was the best one. So, let's get started. So, in round 1, we're going to talk cinematography. That's composition, lighting, overall visuals, and overall eye candy. So, starting with Daredevil, we see that this is one continuous shot, which is amazing. Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu received acclaim for this same method in the film Birdman starring Michael Keaton. I love this style, and it made me feel like I was right in the hallway myself watching as this went on. You can see how smooth this scene is, and you can see it even more so as we play it in reverse. Now watch, as things back up here, this is proving even further that how smooth this shot is. This is one continuous shot, rotating on one particular axis, and honestly it's some pretty solid filmmaking for what would be considered more or less a TV series. And I thought it was absolutely brilliant the way they captured it and absolutely unique. Moving on to Luke Cage, this follows a more standard approach, but it's still appealing. From beginning to end, there are multiple camera angles showing many perspectives through multiple cuts. You see Luke Cage being attacked from different directions, and the message is conveyed through this method of filmmaking. It holds interest for sure, but from a stylistic approach, it just doesn't carry the weight of Daredevil. So for this, I think that we're going to have to give it to Daredevil for round 1 when it comes to cinematography. Now, moving on to round 2, we're going to talk body count. This will be sheer numbers. Both Daredevil and Luke Cage are formidable opponents, but how many bad guys did they take out? Starting with Daredevil, we see he busts into the room and he's got, here we go, 1, 2 here, but don't forget about that guy on the left. That's right, so far we've got that count up to 3. Now, as the camera pans back, we see a 4th guy come from the door on the right, then a 5th, and then in a second here, 2 more, 6 and 7. Now this fight's going to continue on, Daredevil's going to do his thing, and the next one is a little bit questionable, but I'm going to give it to Daredevil and just give him the benefit of the doubt. You see an 8th guy coming from this room. He could have been knocked back, but I'm going to say that it's a new guy just coming to take Daredevil down. Now we go to Luke Cage. Immediately we see 3 guys go down with 1 hit, and then another guy comes right through the window. That's 4, so already we're up to half of what Daredevil has. Now coming down the hall, he takes 3 down with 1 push, pushing his number up to 7. Don't forget that guy in the elevator, number 8. So now he's making his way up the stairs. Here comes 4 more, pushing the number to 12 as he just does a quick kickback. But don't forget that guy at the top of the stairs. But oh, guess what, buddy? You're about to share that same fate. Here comes number 13, going right back down to join your other buddies. So, as things move on, we're going to see Luke head down the hallway upstairs, and there's going to be quite a few other people waiting for him. So, Luke goes and fetches a pipe here from the wall, and he's got a few coming at him. There goes 14, there goes 15, and then 16, and then 17, 18, 19, 20. 1 push forward. But he's already at 20, but I think you get the idea here. Luke is a powerhouse. He pretty much took out a whole entire building. So I think for round 2, when it comes to body count, that's definitely going to Luke Cage. So with the score at 1-1, let's move into round 3, and that is choreography. This is the foundation of a good fight sequence, offensive, defensive movements. It's what sells the audience. Now, when we go into Daredevil here, we see him taking on 3 opponents in a confined hallway. He's shifting his body and weight as he dodges, punches, and throws to take out this initial swarm. Even in slow-mo here, you see this little kick, and just watch the guy just fall back. Now, this is what I love. This is beauty right here. Look at that wall jump punch. I absolutely love it. It's like watching ballet, but in a fight sequence. What I also like about this is the pure raw nature. We see that Daredevil's starting to get met with a little bit of fatigue, but it doesn't affect Daredevil's perseverance. The brilliance of this scene is truly the balance of that fatigue mixed with true martial arts. Now, get ready for this. Watch this wall jump right here. Like, it's still executed, but watch him just kind of falter there. That's just amazing. Now you see him kind of take a rest here after he trips this guy and starts punching him, and then that flip kick. Oh my god, it's just beauty. It's authentic from beginning to end. Now with Luke Cage, we're looking at pure power. Right here, there's not much to the choreography. It's a lot of left and right motions as he just kind of swats these guys away from him. I mean, he's a monster of a superhero. He's just pure power, pure durability. It's some hand-to-hand combat, but it's still, like, at the same time, it doesn't make sense for someone of Cage's power to put in that much effort against these types of opponents. But at the same time, it also doesn't provide much substance in the realm of choreography. His simple pushes and swings, they have no rhythm to them. The scene conveys Luke's power to the audience, but it does little for his fighting ability. Given that his opponents are nowhere near his level, the lack of effort is justifiable, but regardless, I still think that Daredevil's fight moves are like a ballet, while Luke's are simply just a bit scattered. I mean, even though you see this here, it's great to see how many he can take on at once, but yeah, there just is no motion to it. It's pure chaos. I mean, it fits into his character's persona, but when I'm looking for fight choreography, I'm looking for that ballet motion. I'm looking for something that's smooth. I'm looking for something that I can follow, and this, it's a little bit difficult to follow. So for round 3, I've got to give it to Daredevil. He definitely wins the choreography battle. So round 4, music and score. Which character has the best beat for the beating? First, we look at Daredevil. Now, this isn't accompanied by any particular music. The scene wouldn't fit well with some sort of vocal number, but at the same time, there's no particular score for this scene. It's a variety of dark, ominous, and suspenseful tones, and they dictate this scene's auditory response. While the scene itself has a creative edge, the score, it's a bit bland. So, moving on to Luke Cage. Luke Cage, on the other hand, has his fight sequence scored by none other than the Wu-Tang Clan. The song Bring the Ruckus almost drives this scene. It's incredibly powerful and pertinent to the battle itself. Given that the Luke Cage fight scene is accompanied by actual music, I would have to say that this battle, I think it wins in a landslide. So for round 4 and music and score, I'm going to have to say Luke Cage 100% is the winner. Moving on to round 5, development. Which scene progresses the story better or establishes the character a bit more? Starting with Daredevil, this is the end of the fight here. This fight scene in general is pure and heroic with its intentions. To rescue a child, Daredevil puts his life at risk, punching his way through mounds of thugs. Despite his ferocity in battle, he still comforts this child with kind, heartfelt words. Now, we see Daredevil about to emerge with the child here, and this is just amazing. The child looks a little bit startled, but he also sees this path of destruction that Daredevil has left. You see what Daredevil's capable of here, but you also see the hero that he strives to be. And I just think this scene has such an emotional impact and just progresses the story and the character so well. Now with Luke Cage, he has a heroic end as well, but I have to say it's not as emotionally impactful. It's the first time that he goes on the offensive against crime. He hits corruption where it counts most, their money. But while it changes the course for Luke Cage's character, the outcome just isn't as noble as Daredevil saving a life. You're looking at a financial loss here for this mob versus Daredevil, who's saving a child's life. While I think both are very strong scenes, I'm gonna have to go with Daredevil on this. So round 5, definitely Daredevil. So now when it comes down to it, I think that Daredevil is gonna have the edge. Daredevil takes it with 3 versus Luke Cage's 2. So there you have it. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and be sure to check out filmfad.com. Thanks.